It's taken nearly a decade, but today the murderer of a Canyon Country officer has been put behind bars for good. Hello, I'm Ryan Haslam with your SCV Newsbreak for Tuesday, July 24th. Nine years ago, Canyon Country resident and Burbank police officer Matthew Pavelka was gunned down in a Burbank hotel parking lot. On Tuesday, his killer was sentenced to life in prison. David Garcia pleaded guilty to first-degree murder of Officer Pavelka and the attempted murder of Officer Greg Campbell. The two were on patrol back in 2003 when Garcia and another man, Ramon Aranda, opened fire on the two officers. Aranda was also killed by gunfire. The officer Campbell was seriously wounded. Garcia was arrested days later in Tijuana and has been behind bars ever since. Well, the public review period is now open for a draft environmental impact report for a future Castaic High School. The Hart School District released the 500-page report Tuesday. It addresses concerns with traffic, air quality, city services, and noise. The public has 40 days to review that document and comment on the project as a whole. A public hearing is scheduled for August 15th at the Hart School District Boardroom on Center Point Parkway. For a link to the full report, log on to scvnews.com. Vandals have helped themselves to a piece of SCV history. The thieves stole valuable parts of a century-old steam engine in Newhall sometime between July 12th and July 17th. Just what do you steal off an old train? More than a dozen windows to an iron lubricator portion of the engine located inside Heritage Junction at Hart Park. The windows, which were held in by brass fittings, are valued at more than $1,000. Mogul Locomotive 1629 was built in 1900 and used by Southern Pacific. Gene Autry himself bought the engine for Melody Ranch, where it was featured in classics such as TV's Gunsmoke. And in 1982, it was donated to the SCV Historical Society. Patrols by both private companies and deputy sheriffs are up at Eternal Valley Memorial Park, where more than 300 metal flower vases have been taken from grave sites. Thieves traditionally cash in the vessels as scrap metal, with brass getting the most value. The funeral industry has responded to these crimes by offering customers less expensive vases, which look like the real deal but are next to useless to criminals cashing in on their haul. This most recent rash of thefts included a variety of colors, designs, and values in the items taken. For the first time since 1980, County Supervisor Michael Antonovich is facing the real possibility of being termed out of office. During Tuesday's County Board of Supervisors meeting, Antonovich proposed a motion for a November special election to change all that. The election would ask voters to decide whether or not to increase the term limits for supervisors from the current limit of 3 terms to 5. The board chairman, Zev Yaroslavsky, says the matter deserves a little more discussion.
Mr. Antonovich, you're the one who wanted Measure R taken on a road show all over the county to have public hearings, and where's the public hearings on this?
We're not having a tax on people with this.
No,
you're advocating a 30-year extension.
We're levying ourselves on the people.
Antonovich is scheduled to be termed out of office in 2014. The motion will be continued next week. Now for your weather. Cool temperatures and breezy conditions return to the Santa Clarita Valley. Highs reached into the upper 80s in Santa Clarita today. Clear skies and warm temperatures are expected for much of this week. Highs in the upper 80s on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Highs in the 90s over the weekend. We now have Dave Caldwell here to give us our update on sports. Dave?
Well, the playoffs for the VIBL, the summer high school baseball season, started Saturday and continued through Monday night with some surprising results. First, in Saturday's wildcard round, where West Ranch shut out the Braves, Valencia blanked Calabasas, and Canyon lost to Loyola, ending the Cowboys' summer season. Monday night saw the top 2 teams from Santa Clarita, Hart and Saugus, in action along with West Ranch and Valencia in the first round. The Indians, seeded 6th in these playoffs, were upset at home by the Cubs 7-0. 7th-seeded Saugus squeaked by Moore Park. Valencia went on the road to defeat Burbank, and West Ranch tied number 1 seed Valley North in a game that had to be called on account of darkness. So it went to the tiebreaker of total bases. Valley North had 12 total bases, West Ranch 11. So the Wildcat summer season is over. Wednesday's quarterfinals will see Valencia traveling to Woodland Hills and Saugus taking on number 2 seed Harvard Westlake. And that's our look at sports.
All right, thank you, Dave. Kids between the ages of 7 and 17 can get their basketball fix with coaches from the LA Lakers. At one of 2 free camps at the SCV Boys and Girls Club this Thursday, aspiring NBA ballers between the ages of 7 and 12 play from 10 a.m. to noon. Older players between the ages of 13 and 17 take to the court from 1 to 3 p.m. There's room for 70 kids to suit up, but all must be members of the Boys and Girls Club. So, a 7-day trial membership is available for those who have not yet joined. The camp is made possible by a grant from Jersey Mike Subs and the Los Angeles Lakers Youth Foundation. That's all we have for you this evening. For more Santa Clarita news, log on to hometownstation.com or scvnews.com. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Haslam.